mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban Excellence, a product of my residence. From 40 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't tryna go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
Peace. What's good? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban X Podcast.
Urban X Podcast in the building.
Thank you guys for joining us for another week.
Shout
out to everybody here. I see, who do I see?
Everybody in the building showing that love.
Yeah, everybody,
showing that support. Everybody. What's good with the Urban X Nation? I hope you guys are well.
East Oakland, yeah.
I hope life is treating you well.
Yeah.
I hope you're getting everything you want. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
All that good stuff.
So thank you guys for joining us. We're ending another week. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know how Thursdays gets.
Yeah, Thursdays we're trying to close out strong.
You know what I mean?
Trying to take it to the rack. You know what I'm saying? And finish strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why the NBA is on today.
Yeah.
They're back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know. And it's my duty. I got to watch someone. Eli's watching now.
He is.
So he'll keep me abreast of what's going on. I want to shout out the Microphone Misfits. As you see, I'm wearing their T-shirt today. They sent me some real, some goodies.
They sent us.
Yeah, but you're not wearing their shirt.
Next week.
Yeah, next week for you. So, but they were one of our first Urban Xcellence Stories, our early Urban X Stories, a hip hop group that went out to China while they was banning hip hop in China. They was allowed to rock and eat out there in China, and so we covered their story. They really appreciated it. They service about 500 kids in the Chicago area, which is big considering what's going on in Chicago. So they sent us some shirts. They sent me some posters. Gotta hold these up. Dope artist. Dope.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Microphone Misfits. Thank you.
Microphone Misfits. Malcolm, you hold yours up to your camera.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they do comic books. You know, and these are some of the comic books they do. Want to hold those up, show some of that love.
Let me get some so I can show.
You know, Microphone Misfits. We might even get them to do a comic book on us.
That'd be fire. Yeah, that's what we're missing.
That's what we miss.
That's what we're missing.
Ill comic book
missing
story.
The Urban X comic book.
Urban X comic book of how we go and fight illiterate crime. You know, we run up on stupid people and bang them in the head with books and shit. So shout out the Microphone Misfits. We appreciate all the support.
Word.
Glad we can help out and do our duty here. So let's clap that up for the Urban X Misfits, Microphone Misfits.
Shout out to Dreamwise. Thank you for the donation.
Thank you so much for the donations coming in early.
So since the last show, how was your week?
My week is always amazing, man, because I'm alive and breathing. And, I don't take any of that kind of stuff for granted.
Right.
Other than that, Odyssey has her car. She got her car before you got yours.
Right. Well, My new car.
Your new car. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, my new car.
And I'm pretty sure that pushed you to like.
Yeah, I couldn't
because you didn't want her pulling up on you.
I couldn't have her stunting on me. No.
Stunting on you. She got a little glitter steering wheel. And little, her license plates and
could not have that.
So she's ready to roll.
Yeah.
She has her license already. She has her car.
I don't trust her.
I'm gonna give her one more.
I don't trust her.
No, she's good. One more run, like just some errands, what she would do in her normal day.
Yeah.
And then she's on her own. She got to go out there and live and rock her whip.
Clear road, everybody.
And you have a white vehicle.
Yeah, I do.
Marcus has a white vehicle.
Yeah.
And Odyssey has a white vehicle. Don't ask me what that's all about.
Yeah.
All of my siblings, when we pull up, it's going to look like royalty. They just all pulling up.
Even though we're not saying white equals royalty. We're not doing that because...
Oh, yeah. More power to the people. But I'm just simply saying, and it just happened that way.
Yeah, I don't know. Me
you know what I mean? Like me, I couldn't drive a white vehicle because I had to take it to the car wash every
my
2
car's
days.
It's already like, it's not even dirty, but it's already like, it kind of needs a wash.
Because it needs a wash.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, that's the thing about that. When I'm usually in dark vehicles where, I got peanut chips on the floor and shit, all kind of shit.
So side note,
yes,
if it wasn't for these 2 shows every week, I wouldn't know what day it is right now.
Right, because of the baby transformation.
Dude, every day is just kind of blending into one. I'm losing sleep. And
yes.
He just be up looking at me like I'm dead tired, and he just like, yo, I didn't ask to be here. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. I didn't ask. Y'all brought me here.
I'm just like,
y'all gotta feed me,
go to sleep,
bathe me, play with me. You know all the little things that go with it. That comes with the territory.
But we figured out that he likes getting read to.
Oh,
he's not even a month yet, but like he's intuitive enough to just chill.
Then that works in your favor because you be reading books all the time anyway.
Yeah.
So just start reading the books to him, and y'all start a little personal book club. You know what I mean? Right. Yep. That's exactly what the book is about.
Me and him.
So I think that's gonna be great for you and him.
Right.
And other than that, you good?
Other than that, I'm straight, man.
All right, let's get this thing started. Let's see what's cooking out here.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, Terry Crews is back in the news.
Terry.
Terry Crews is back in the news, and he tweeted the other day, "Conquer our own negativity," and he like laid it out like it was an acronym
of coon.
For coon, yeah, because he says a lot. Everybody calls him a coon for his views on Black Lives Matter and black male sexuality and things like that. So that's what he.
So he has embraced.
Oh, he's trying to. Yes.
The acronym of coon.
Yeah.
And then he tried to get ultra intelligent.
Yeah.
And became dumber. In the process, by saying conquer our own negativity.
Yeah,
is coon. So I am a coon. That's what he's saying.
Basically, yeah.
Oh yeah. He's stuck on Goofy.
Oh my gosh,
he's super.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I don't know if like is nobody in his family just telling him, just stop.
I think
put the phone down.
His wife should tell him like, yo, bro, just chill. Because one thing about the Twitter, Black Twitter, and all of that. They'll forget it in a little while.
Yeah, no, literally.
They'll forget that you were a coon, but now you're doubling down on the coon.
For no reason.
For no reason.
Who's paying you to do that?
At all. Sometimes you're so smart, you dumb.
Yeah, he
just said, you know what? That's very intelligent of me.
I saw a response. Somebody put, now I gotta give and then space, pleasant little extra additional side eye, and that comes out to nigga please. I
like that. Clap that up. Yeah, I like that.
Oh my gosh, that was funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, just being dumb and stupid for no reason. Like, dude, give me a break.
This is one thing I did agree with him on. He talked, because you know how people are saying defund the police. Mm-hmm. He said defund Pornhub, and a lot of people, regardless, but Pornhub, there's a lot of new information coming out about the way they
the shenanigans. Absolutely.
Yeah, the sex trafficking, the nasty stuff that is being allowed to put on a platform other than just regular porn.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Child abuse, people who've been kidnapped, their videos are being put up on
because they're not checking ages or any of that stuff.
Right.
They just allowing them videos to go up. So no, I agree with that.
I agree with that. I think if he wants to stay in that lane, because he's talked about, he's dealt with porn addiction in his life. So if you want to stay in that lane, if you want to be some activist, because when he talks on black issues,
he is way off base.
But
way off base.
If you want to talk about that, fine.
But it also lends to the fact that even somebody who's goofy or doesn't really have good sense can say something intelligent from time to time.
Right.
And I mean that because people are now defending Kanye West. Like, you know, why they didn't play this clip of Kanye West when he said this. And stop acting like people with mental illnesses are not bright and can say some real deep. We all got people in our family that we know are off, and then every now and then they say something deep.
Yeah.
So we don't run with that deep statement as if it balances out the fact that they have mental illnesses.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Right? Because I see people defending, you know, Kanye's, and we defend Kanye to a certain degree,
yeah.
But I'm not going to dismiss the fact that there is some mental issues there, whether they were self-imposed when they took him up in that mental facility, injected him. We know that something is off. And that because he can go in and out on that Gemini shit, you know, say something positive, say something deep, and then say something off the rip. People want to hover around a deep statement or two that he made, and I'm like, that does not negate. So the same thing with Terry Crews. He is a super quantum goofy.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And he said some ultra stupid-ish.
Yes.
Right? But every now and then, he can say something, and I sound intelligent.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he sat around for a long time like, coon.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of coon? Wow, but you know what? I'm going to reverse that on them.
Yeah, I'm going to make it a positive. Yeah, I didn't get it.
Negativity. No, we're not going for it.
So I thought that was funny.
That is funny.
And people, if you really go into it and look at all the responses, that was just one response I just said.
Oh, they let him have it.
Yo, oh my God. Hilarious.
And he's such a goofy that if I ever met him in person, I wouldn't even be intimidated by his size.
Somebody called him Jim Crow, but Jim like the GYM, like the Jim Crow.
Why Jim Crow?
Oh my God, yo, people are different.
You know how you see certain people, you like, yo, if I run into Debo, if I run into Mike Tyson, I better look. If I ran into him, I'd be like, yo, what's up, son? I said that shit. I said it. I meant it. You are super quantum.
He gonna put
goofy.
you in the head like
don't make me come up there.
Yeah, all right.
If he do, I'll just I won't even say it. Let's move on.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban
It's
X.
too early in the show.
Yeah, my grandmother said you be cursing too much. She watched the show.
She said I be cursing too much.
Yeah, I told her you slowed down though on the cursing. But
yeah, I slowed down a lot. Grandma, don't do that to me now.
She was just like, he curses too much. I was just like, you know.
If she would have saw some of the early shows, I would have got a personal phone call from grandma. Like, look, that is way out of pocket. Yeah.
So last week, on Monday, as a matter of fact, we talked about Tom Hanks, right? And then we said that he got a dual citizenship in Greece,
yes,
right? And I said, yo, look up that country if it's a non-extradition country, and it must be something because like why he moved there, because it had to be something. Come to find out, it was an article from back in 2012, I believe. Right, I'm seeing a bunch of different articles about it, and it said that in Greece they classified pedophilia as a mental disorder.
It's a disability.
That's mental disability. Yes,
it's a mental disability.
Yes, which is what a lot of people who into that lifestyle are trying to do here.
The process has already began by trying to get their own letter. You know, as a part of the alphabet soup, they want their letter included in that, and they're trying to gain sympathy. And they couldn't just come out early on and say that this is what it's about.
Right.
So that's why they hit you with all them other letters and got you to accept all those other letters first. When all the end game was for you to get to accept the fact that they like boys and that's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
My elders taught me that 25 years ago. They said, listen, this is their nature. This is a lifestyle. And because we are cut from a whole different cloth, we can't even process, like we can't process eating babies. We can't even fathom that concept when that is a food source for other individuals. So, yes.
Yeah, so And then it is a non-extradition country.
Right. So he can't even. He get there. He good.
Right.
He can have his boys, and America
And
can't
then
come get him.
if you're familiar with the history of Greece,
This is what I'm saying.
The
Greeks. This is why it's lenient there,
Yeah.
because they understand, and whether you like it or not, black people, that's their culture.
right. So I remember because the other day I was actually talking to Avery about this, and then she was like, "You really think so?" And I said, "Listen, I don't know for sure, but when you put things in a row like that, right?
Yes.
He's accused of this, right? But then he goes to Greece." And he gets dual citizenship, and then Greece has these laws that have been in place for almost a decade at this point.
Yes.
Going on 8 years, and then non-extradition. It looks.
It's all lining up. Looks suspicious. It's looking very suspicious.
Very
like,
suspicious.
why else would he want out of all the places in the world that he can get a dual citizenship where he could be prominent in the community, and he chose Greece?
And apparently, somebody sent me something that, Greece and a lot of other countries are selling dual citizenships for like $400,000. So basically, people that can afford it. You know what I mean? And if we're going with the narrative that these elites are into that stuff, then they are able to afford those things.
No, absolutely.
And a lot of people are going to be bouncing if that's the case.
Yes, because if what we're hearing is true,
Right.
that the gig is up, then look, Russell Simmons is in Bali, not suggesting that he is
Right.
dealing in pedophilia, but other people are starting to position themselves in countries where Roman
Polanski, yeah.
Roman Polanski has been out there. Where's he at?
I don't know where
Roman Polanski, he's been charged with sexual
for decades.
For decades, and just bounced.
Yeah, he left.
And just left and went somewhere else. So that could be what we're seeing happen now as we get closer and closer to November and other things. Because I truly believe, even if you just believe half the stuff, like some of these people are up against this and that, then it's got to be happening now. Like, the ring around people's neck has to be getting tighter, the noose, so to speak.
Well, what's happening in our political infrastructure, like, things are really starting to turn up. And I don't think people realize, like, the amount of, like, espionage that's going to go down election day. Because Trump, he said something earlier this week. He tweeted something about delaying the elections because he complained about absentee ballots, and it's going to take years to actually get an accurate count of the votes and things like that. And obviously people say he doesn't have the authority to do so.
Wait a minute. So he wants to send the kids back to school.
Yeah.
But he wants to suspend the election because it ain't safe.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that tell you right there? But continue.
Right. So that, and then all this stuff that's coming out around, sex trafficking. Today's actually Sex Trafficking Day, or World Against Sex Trafficking Day.
Oh,
as a
really?
matter of fact. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was actually trending. And again, I think everything is coming to a head. All these democratic states are lining up against Trump. Right now, he's looking like it's about to be a bloodbath against him. A lot of Republicans are actually lining up against him as well.
Okay.
So I think we should look deeper into that. Herman Cain died.
Okay, you're jumping all over?
No, but I think it's
all connected.
All connected, because Angela Stanton even said that, she said, why do Democrats and celebrities survive from COVID-19?
That's interesting.
You get what I'm saying? So they're using deaths, they're using all these things as just political moves. It's nothing more than that.
Right, and we're caught up in the whirlwind.
Yeah.
We're cannon fodder
Yeah.
for a political agenda that is going on. And if by now, Free World Boss, thank you.
Thank you.
And we have to either send him that
we gotta go to
package and go to his restaurant because this is ridiculous. The support we get, and we appreciate it.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So So what was I saying now?
You said by now about all the deaths and the political games.
Okay, I'm getting old. It'll come back to me.
Here you go. Okay. But yeah, again, thank you, Free Will Boss.
Yes, thank you so much.
So, I just, again, right now, up until November, it's about to be August soon.
Right.
And I'm telling you, it's about to heat up.
So, right. This is when...
I actually can't wait.
The dog days of August is when this thing really begins to pick up momentum. And then when we get to September, we're gonna probably see another wave of Rona, or the reemergence of Rona.
You know what's crazy? The World Health Organization said there is no second wave. There's just actually one big wave, even though they took the summer off.
Oh, okay. So the wave is up.
Right. Yeah.
Right now, but it's so big, it's way up.
Yes.
And then when it splashes back down,
I guess
it's gonna appear that it was a new wave.
I guess.
Okay, I like the terminology there.
That's what they said.
Yeah,
that's what they said.
But let me ask you this question, just to kind of not go off topic. And I'm asking the people in the chat the same thing. If nobody ever said anything about a pandemic, how would your life be different? And what I mean by that is we've all lost one or two people, in our family. But would that have triggered anything weird? Like, your fat aunt died. Okay, if somebody had diabetes, they died. I haven't seen enough personal death, even in friends and family, to the point where if they didn't mention that this was going on, I wouldn't think anything different was going on. Okay. I would think it was the flu, or if you know what I'm trying to say. Like, I haven't, maybe somebody's whole family got wiped out. I don't know. But for me, it was a few friends, a few overweight friends, a few friends with diabetes, but nothing alarming that if they wasn't telling you, like if a tree falls in the forest, like I said, doesn't make a sound. No. And I'm only asking you that because once we begin to just replay it in our mind, they never mentioned nothing about a pandemic. What would be different right now in the world, and how would we be going about it?
Well, you know the answer to that.
I know the answer, but I want everybody in the chat and whoever watches this to really think about what I'm saying. Everything that we see is because they're telling us that this is what it is. Even if 150,000 people died in the United States within a year of how many billion people, or here, that wouldn't have even triggered an alarm.
Yeah, that's true.
Any sort. It'd be like it was a bad flu season, and because they're classifying everything as a COVID
the
death,
numbers would have been.
So the numbers would probably been half that. Let's say because the people who died.
Let's give it 100,000.
Okay, and that's being modest.
That's being modest
because people die from diabetes, heart failure, kidney failure, strokes. All kind of things that is now being labeled a COVID death. Yeah. So what would be different? And once we start to assess what will be different, you don't need to go any further than that to know this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the people who died. I'm talking about if they never said nothing and you are outside living your life, what would you see different to make you go, oh, they didn't have to say nothing. I could just see it. I want to know what that is. Let me know in the chat.
Somebody said the c00nin virus is the deadliest virus.
Oh, that's the deadliest virus of all. Because I even posted a meme that said, look at the homeless. They're not practicing any social distancing. They ain't wearing no mask. And they're still here. Isn't that kind of weird?
Yes.
Right? The people in the prison system, they definitely not practicing any social distancing. And they're still here. So I'm just asking these questions because sometimes it just lays right there on the surface for us, but we get so engrossed in the c00nin virus that we lose focus on what's real and what's not real. Yes. Just saying.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, like I said earlier, Herman Cain passed away.
Yes.
And he was actually trying to run for president. Was that 2016 he tried to?
I believe 2012, one of them years.
Yeah, he tried to. And then people are saying because he attended Trump's rally
with no mask,
he contracted COVID-19. He passed away from it. So people are going, see, because he was one of the people who spoke out against wearing masks and spoke out against everything that was happening right now. So
he was also 74 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, he got that Herman's pizza or whatever the hell he was eating. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the most healthiest thing going on.
Yeah.
Period. So let's factor in all of those things. But what they're doing, they're saying, again, see, this is what happens because he didn't have a mask on at a goddamn convention. And people are falling for this shit, hook, line, and sinker.
But again, this is, and I also wanted to talk about this too. the fact that
he beat cancer a couple of times. Stage 4 and shit. Yep.
Everybody around Trump seems to be getting it except him.
I noticed that too.
You noticed that too, right? So what does that say? It's either that they're trying to, because at first when this was first happening, if you remember, I said he has to have it.
Right.
They said his driver had it. They said somebody else. I'm like, he has to have it if that's the case. So if that means if he doesn't, again, they're just playing these games. They're getting the people first. If that
he
makes
died
sense.
on the 33rd week of him being 74. They love putting 74 and 33 together. Thank you, young Goldie. Appreciate that.
I didn't even put.
That was a little bit of higher science.
I didn't even do the knowledge.
I didn't even do the knowledge to that.
Do the knowledge to that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, what do you think?
No, I agree. So something else is going on in reference.
And like
to
I
that.
said, Angela Stanton, she's been on Twitter. That's been a great follow for me on Twitter. Like,
Yeah. She be giving it up.
Be wilding.
She just be wilding.
I just be really entertained. She was just like,
and unless you think this paper mask, there's people who wear. You see the mask people wear when they mine?
Yeah.
You see the people in the mask people wear when they paint?
Dude, first of all, there's on CNN they were talking about recalls for hand sanitizers because I guess they rushed production because so much hand sanitizers need for hand sanitizer was out, during the whole height of the pandemic, right? So there are dangerous ingredients in that, so they have to recall some of that. But they're rushing out a vaccine that is just going to be perfectly safe for us to use.
Yeah.
If hand sanitizer was supposed to be disinfectant.
Listen, kid. Again, now you're trying to knock down the common sense dominoes. And they're not going down. And if a fart can get through 2 ass cheeks, your underwear, your jeans, making up my nose, and you trying to think that mask you wearing is going to protect you.
Actually,
good luck with
side note, Fauci and Trump are about to have their first appearance together in like 4 months.
Ooh.
Right? And Fauci is saying that everybody needs to be wearing goggles soon.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Now we upgrading the goggles, because my next question was, if this virus is that dangerous, shouldn't your eyes, which are also open, be
orifices,
yes, be affected by it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I got my mouth covered, but then my eyeballs, like even if it was going to make your eyeballs red or something, or yellow, so again, these are just the common sense dominoes that I try to line up in my head movies. And I said, no, I'm not going to say that, because people are going to say Black Dot is saying the virus is not real. I am not saying any such thing. I'm telling you, just pay attention to what's going on. Ooh.
Somebody said Trump doesn't want to leave office. I don't know. I
don't think he wanted to be in office.
Yeah.
First, to be honest, I really don't. The way he was carrying on.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to lose.
It looked like he was trying his best to lose.
Yeah.
And he underestimated how racist America was. Because you don't run no campaign and be up there saying that shit he was saying. Build a wall. These Mexicans gotta go. All kind of bizarre stuff.
Because if that's the case, then why didn't he wasn't the first racist president, right?
No.
So why was he the only one to actually get that off and win?
Because it's politically incorrect to get in front of America, even though we know you're a racist piece of ish, right? Mm-hmm. But he was the first one to just say what was on the average white person's mind. But I think he thought they were going to go, oh, no way.
Yeah.
We can't. And they were like, yeah, build that wall.
Yeah.
Get them niggers out of here. Absolutely. So that's the way that's going. So now we're going to need goggles. So I'm going to need goggles, a face mask. What else? A helmet. I mean, I got to cover my ears. I mean, what else is next?
I don't know.
All right. Pay attention.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, the John Lewis, funeral has been happening
for like a week now.
And Obama gave a eulogy, and then Bill Clinton got up and said something which pissed a lot of people off.
Oh, he did.
He said, basically, he said something. The movement went a little too far towards Stokely. That he was referring to Stokely Carmichael. Mm-hmm. And then he said, but in the end, John Lewis prevailed. So, because there was a lot of people who felt a certain way about John Lewis's politics while he was here.
Yes.
And how he
felt that he was an agent of sorts, even if not a paid agent, because I don't want to put that on his name. He's dead. but you can be an agent or an asset, which is the same functionality.
Yes.
So either you're on the payroll or you still provide the function of an agent for free, which is an asset, and thwart the energy of, and offset the energy that Stokely Carmichael was building.
Right. And people are obviously upset because, again, Bill Clinton, he was one of the first examples for me, in my opinion, growing up, seeing that he got real comfortable around black people, and we let that happen.
Yeah, we called him black.
Yeah.
When he came out of office and went to 125th Street and built an office there. You know what I'm saying? And was walking through there playing the saxophone and shit. Niggas like that kind of stuff. So, yeah, he was considered, for some odd reason, a black president. And then he did nigger things. He did nigger things in office. Got a little ass. Smoking some weed. Yeah, playing the sax. Yeah. Niggas can do that. Yeah. Niggas do all that shit in one session. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? Blow the sax, get a little ass. Yeah, that was some nigga moves. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but he looks like he needs his adrenochrome bad.
Yeah, it's a lot of them that look.
Yeah, you start looking at them Europeans and they ain't getting they fix. They look like death. Facts.
They look crazy.
They looking bonkers.
So yeah, I wanted to add that.
Shout out to Cordell Grooms and Zach. Somebody. Zach in Joga. Sorry. Appreciate the cash. Screwed your name up. Appreciate the cash.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Real quick, yesterday on BET, the No Limit series aired. The first 2 parts. It's a 5-part series, I believe.
No Limit. Okay.
No Limit with Master P, and it was really good. I think everybody should watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned a lot because I was born in '93, so I came in on the real height of them. So I didn't really,
so you didn't really get to digest what it is.
Yeah, first of all, I didn't know that they were actually, obviously they're from New Orleans, but he actually made their first few projects in Richmond, California.
Okay.
So their first few pieces of music, their first few projects, it didn't have a real New Orleans sound at all. They were trying to find their sound.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, and then I can also see how people view them because, first of all, y'all from the South. And y'all here making trash music, but y'all are making a lot of trash music.
Yes.
And y'all are persistent, so it's just kind of no, that wasn't what they were making.
Oh, they was making something else.
They was making something else. That music, that's what broke them. Like,
okay, because they said we from the South.
Yeah, embrace
Let's just stick to the South.
Yeah.
Sound, energy, and create some lanes for ourselves.
And then while I was I was watching it, and again they talked about the 80-20 deal he got. Distribution deal he got, Priority Records, I believe it was, and I can see why people look up to his business acumen because he understood that you needed to spend money to make money. He talked about meeting Michael Jackson's lawyer, and the lawyer said you need $25,000 to even sit down with me. And some people will go, hell no, like, whatever.
Right.
But he said nah, because he obviously has information we need.
Right. So it was worth it.
It was worth it. And then he was the one that even told him about distribution and said this is where the money's at. But I can also see why people may call him a snake too, because of the way he controlled all the money.
And all the masters.
You know what I'm saying? And he had a lot of people on No Limit, so I can see how they would get. And then in the 2 parts I watched, he kind of glossed over a lot of the issues he had with people. You know what I mean? He talked about.
Well, is he in control of this documentary?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so
producer, yep.
He who controls the documentary is able to write the narrative as they see fit.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna, go against that because he's the one telling the story. And I'm pretty sure, again, this is a dirty business. The music industry itself is dirty. So it's no way your hands could be clean or unscathed if you start making millions of dollars or have that potential. You have to do some back end deals, pause, and other things to kind of make it. You know what I mean? Because if not, you'll get eaten like a wolf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he understood that. I could tell he understood that. But again, it's also something with telling your own story and everybody telling you like your story.
Perspective is different.
Yeah.
Somebody else can tell that story and go, yo, this nigga was off the meat rack.
I've always, because you remember when I grew up, I always like Cash Money. So I always thought like they both out of New Orleans. There had to be some friction there, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then he talked about a sit down he had with Baby and Slim, and again he just kind of glossed over like what happened. I would love to hear the other side of that.
Well, eventually, revisited history. Somebody else will give us that side of the story. But another thing, Master P didn't play.
Yes,
so
no.
He had goons with him too.
And that's what I'm saying.
And even I heard some situations with Suge and them.
Yeah.
He let them boys know, look, don't come out here with that.
Yeah.
So, and because you can't be in control of all that money and not have some wolves with you at all costs.
Yeah.
So, big up to Master P.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch the series.
No, it's really dope. And then once you see like when they found like they sound.
Then they hit their groove.
Yeah.
But why they kept putting what's his face on them records?
Who?
Was it Mystical? Not Mystical.
Mystical is nice.
One of them other dudes. Give me
You talking about Silk the Shocker?
why they keep putting him on?
That's his brother. I didn't know that. I thought that was his cousin.
Okay,
That's his brother.
So that's why they kept putting him on the record, because he was screwing a lot of those records up. Just let him get on again. Just let him do it again.
Yeah, Silk the Shocker. Yeah, that's his brother.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
But that was fire too. He had his whole family.
They took care of the family.
Took care of the whole family.
Yeah. So and his beginning stories of the money his grandfather left him or something.
Well, his grandfather, he got money from a wrongful death lawsuit because his grandfather, they gave like his grandfather wrong medicine and it killed him.
Right.
So, but he used that. I thought that was the money for the actual record company. It wasn't. It was for a store, for No Limit Records, like the store.
To begin the process.
He even lost that.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it wasn't. It was a lot. And also, I also wanted. The reason why I said people should watch it because he actually went to business classes. He understood. Yeah, he understood that he needed to really learn.
So this is something that we all need to watch.
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put that on my list. And he has White Rice out, yes?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
They didn't talk about all that.
Some other things out that he has.
Somebody said they like Silk. Yeah.
Huh?
They said they like Silk.
Oh yeah. I mean that's cool. I mean that's why music is subjective, because Master P got the money to move to California from a wrongful death settlement.
C-Murder is his brother too.
Oh yeah, C-Murder, and
C-Murder's his brother too.
He's doing time.
He's a younger. Master P is the older brother.
Yes.
So C-Murder's his brother, Silk the Shocker's his brother, and had another brother who was killed in the streets, and that's why they all kind of like even buckled down even more in the music.
Shout out Cadmiel Williams. I appreciate the support.
So we're gonna take a quick commercial break. And be back.
Let's get to a commercial break and come back and get this thing
and we shall return.
rocking. Yeah.
Yo, Artie, can I holler at you for a minute?
Oh, shit.
Pop's tripping. He want me to ask you for the money for that shirt. You know I wouldn't even trip.
What shirt?
The one I sold you. The one I've been asking you about. The one you got on.
Oh, this shirt. I didn't know you wanted the money, homie. I thought it was free. Let me go get the money for you.
I mean, because it's this blog. Me and my dad do Urban Xcellence. It's kind of like both ours. I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, cool. Cool.
Oh, shit.
My Urban X shirt, punk.
And we're back.
Next week at this time,
Yes.
those will be filled with
Other people's commercials.
other people's commercials. You know, and they will be like, yeah, we're doing that.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good look.
Facts. I'm excited for everybody.
I'm excited for everybody, too.
Excited
Facts.
for everybody.
This is going to be an amazing thing because we're going to be helping each other grow. We're going to be doing that damn thing. Yes?
Yes.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Side note, the Rough Riders, somebody said it, Chris Middleton, the Rough Riders doc is up next.
Oh, on BET?
On BET.
Okay, that ought to be a good one.
Yeah.
All of these stories of how, even if they're rise and fall stories, because a lot of them are, but all of these stories of how we use hip-hop, the music, we were transforming drug mentality and drug culture into legitimate business, which is what the mob did for years. So we kind of got wind of opportunities and ways to wash and clean our money. A lot of the problems came with when you put that many people around those many millions, the wolves are going to follow the money irregardless.
Yeah.
So you still had Jewish mobsters, Italian mobsters, Russian mobsters who were eating in the music industry, and then when rap came along, it became easy money for regular real street goons to go, yo, you not built for this. So you know, I'm gonna need some payouts, or you gonna need permission to come into our city, and you know how it goes. So but I'm interested to watch the Rough Rider story as well.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? I'm very interested to see how that goes, so we all can build something and learn from something. Then when they tell the Rockefeller story and I just don't want Jay-Z and them to control the narrative of the story.
Once I saw like the credits and it said like executive produced by Percy Mill, I'm like,
then you know only certain things was going to be allowed to be told in their favor.
Some of the stories sound so fantastical, it's insane.
Yeah,
like he pulled the gun out of somebody, it jammed twice, and then he left, and then it started shooting. So God had a different plan for me.
Yeah,
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, it is amazing.
It sounds amazing. It probably did happen too.
But still, when you hear it like that, yep. So what else is going on?
Patrick Mahomes actually bought a portion of the Kansas City Royals.
Well, goddamn, you think he shouldn't he?
Yeah.
He just signed a $500 million deal.
I didn't think. I mean, at first I was like, isn't that like wrong, because he's still an active player, but like nobody just had that kind of money actively playing. So he could
early
do
on in their career.
Yeah, so he could do so.
Most of these players got to go 10 years before they even see a $500 million.
Yeah.
He came out the gate, second, third year in the league. They gave him actually $580 million.
That's insane.
That's insane. So
is that just his contract, or like without?
That ain't got nothing to do with endorsements. That's his contract. That's his contract. So it's basically $50 million a year for him to throw a goddamn football, right?
Yeah.
So because he came in with that kind of bread early, he's being smart. He see what LeBron and them are doing, and all the moguls. And Kansas City is a baseball team. Obviously, a 10-year deal, he gonna be in Kansas City.
I didn't even put that together until I just said it out loud.
You know what I mean? He gonna be there a long time.
Yeah.
Might as well invest in the team, make my money work for me. So I gotta clap that up again. No, that's
hard.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard. Now, the beautiful thing about it, in my humble opinion, is there's a 12-year-old kid somewhere who's a fan of Patrick Mahomes who is taking notes. Yeah. Like, wow. So when he becomes old enough and they offer him $1 billion, because, the market place changes, he, is immediately, or she, is going to immediately put that money to work, because it's going to be about generational wealth in the long scheme of things. Yeah? Yeah. So I want to shout out. I don't think he's, and I'm gonna shout out Tariq Nasheed on this. I don't think he's FBA or ADOS. He's not, right? Because I think his mother's white or something. So, but not that he needs the reparations money.
He don't.
So he doesn't need it.
He sure don't.
Just want to shout out the ones who are fighting for that.
Speaking of reparations,
Zimbabwe
had to sign a $3.5 billion compensation deal for white farmers that were quote unquote displaced over 2 decades ago, when they were trying to redistribute the land. And
so let me get this right. It's predominantly black people there.
Obviously.
The white people who were farmers, somehow they inherited this because they didn't just show up and start farming. Because the black people said enough is enough and ran them out of there, have to pay them.
Yes.
That's some
And
interesting.
what happened was, if you do a little bit more research, a lot of the African countries, Zimbabwe was trying to get help because their farmers market was actually crippled by all of this going on.
Okay, right. I remember. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They couldn't get farming equipment shipped there. They couldn't get a lot of stuff.
And weren't there some embargoes against them
Yes,
as well?
they were.
Yes,
and then
right.
a lot of African nations wouldn't sell to them. They wouldn't even help them out. So we're looking at this like, damn, but again, there's a lot of issues on that continent.
Yeah, a lot of issues. So now the white farmers going to make out like bandits.
Yes.
But do you know that slave owners here, when slavery ended, they were given reparations because there was a loss of property.
Yep.
Which was us,
Yep.
or those of us of the FBA and NATO's, and the new one is B1, right?
Yes.
The B1 crew.
Yeah.
Those of us who are down with that know that the audacity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then I was listening to a brother. Y'all might have seen him on YouTube. He was breaking down the Haitian situation, or how Haiti owes France
Yeah.
because of the same situation.
The sanction.
Like they kicked the French government's army's ass,
Yeah.
and because they lost, they now have to pay for their own demise. It's a weird quagmire.
It's crazy. Like when you read about some of these instances when they just arbitrarily make laws like you got to pay us a tax.
Right, and been paying them for years. And this is why Haiti can't get a foot up.
Yeah.
And economically put themselves in a better position.
Mm-hmm.
And the audacity. We kick your ass, and we got to pay you because we kicked your ass.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, but
stuff.
the audacity of white people. You know what I mean? You kicked my ass, you still have to pay me.
Yeah.
Yes. That's like the kid last week, $250 million
From
defamation.
From Wall Street Post. Oh no, Washington Post.
Wow.
Somebody said that's the majority of African countries. It's sad.
It's sad.
It's sad.
And look at all the resources. We don't need to go through them. You know what they are that come out of Africa, and that's why China's over there now, and other people are over there because it's filled with enough resources to sustain itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But because of all the backdoor deals and they bring in Christianity and give you the book and take the land, and
then every time there is somebody who speaks out against this, they're magically a tyrant that is murdering their people. And then America needs to come in because we are...
That's equivalent to being an anti-Semite.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
over here.
Yeah.
Like you get labeled a tyrant over there, and then America has to come in and quell things down. It's all one big game, and it's all hopefully going to come to an end soon. Hopefully.
Here's the hope.
Hope of me.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So last week, was this last week or was this on Monday? There was a video of these doctors who came out and who were speaking out against what's happening in America with the mask, with the lockdown, with the quarantine and all that stuff. And there was a Nigerian doctor, I forget her name, and she came out and she was basically talking about that drug that everybody swiz.
Yeah.
The hydroxychloroquine. Yeah, that one, right?
That one.
And again, if you keep up with the news, there are always conflicting reports about if it works, if it doesn't work, if it works, if it doesn't work.
Right.
So Trump came out and he named that drug personally. He said, my scientist says this works.
Right.
CNN fact checkers who are, I don't know who they're funded by.
Right.
That's another question for another day. They said no, it doesn't work. There's no study, and it's even unsafe to mention this as a cure because it hasn't been proven or whatever. She says this doctor, this Nigerian doctor, says she's treated over like 300 patients.
Right.
It's worked for all of them.
Right.
And there's been a bunch of other doctors who have come out and backed up her claims.
Today, a Yale epidemiologist said that it works. Yale. So we know.
Hydroxychloroquine?
Yeah. Hydroxy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that shit. But we also know that anything Trump is endorsing, we want to make him look foolish. And it's also made $10 cents a dose or something.
Oh.
It's very cheap.
Oh.
And it's been around for years.
Yeah.
It's very cheap. So the big pharma's not going to let that go down.
So what's happening is, Also, and what you're seeing right now is the campaign to smear this doctor.
Yeah, I did see some quacky stuff on her too.
Yeah, like she believes in what they call demon sperm and
demon sperm. I'm not necessarily gonna disagree with demon sperm, but yeah. I mean, because here's the thing: when you having sexual intercourse, right, and you open, right, you know, through all, you know, the orgasms, you know. If you're not right, then sure.
Yes, Stella Emanuel, Dr. Stella Emanuel. That's
Dr. Stella Emanuel. So yeah.
So this because even Trump.
I think I even had sex with a demon once, like a real demon.
Trump even retweeted her.
He did.
Or her video on thing, and they've been taking that video down left and right.
Left and right.
And people who've shared the video, they've been getting their accounts suspended as well. So you should see the games that's going on.
If she's not telling the truth and she's a quack, why I keep taking it down? You know what I mean? That's all I'm asking. If she's a quack, let's all laugh at her.
Yeah.
And let her be a quack. So obviously she knows something about what she's talking about. And if it was just her saying it, I go, okay, maybe, you know. But so many other doctors, and when the Yale epidemiologist today comes out and says it works, along with zinc and some other things,
also
in conjunction, you gotta at least go, wow.
I believe Ohio, I think it was, walked back a law that was barring the use of that drug for COVID patients. So now they can use it.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting. So keep your eye out on that. And shout out to Kamani and Lynetta, thank you.
Evil is good.
That's what
as Eddie Murphy say, evil is good, and ass is good. If you get your piece of evil ass, that's what he was talking about in what was that, Vampire in Brooklyn? Yeah. That's the demon I'm talking about. Piece of evil ass. Anyway. Anywho. So we'll keep an eye on what happens here, and all of these other doctors who are beginning slowly to line up and be like, okay, we think we got this thing under control without a vaccine, but the vaccine is going to be the key to it all.
Yeah. Mom, somebody brought up the point that how come we listen to Bill Gates, who doesn't have a medical degree, and
he's not a virologist, a scientist, a doctor.
He's looked at the utmost expert on this, but they demonize people like Dr. Sebi.
Right, absolutely.
So, and the common denominator is he's white and rich. You know
That's all. That's all. And they're not. It's people who are actual doctors who, you know what I mean, who went through their medical schools who are being demonized.
Yes.
So yeah, something to look into. Something definitely to look into.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, talking about the pharmaceutical companies, pharmaceuticals and everything, Trump actually gave over $700 million to the Kodak,
which was very weird.
So
the people who make cameras,
so they can start production on pharmaceuticals. So because he said that he wanted to bring pharmaceuticals back to America.
Understood, but what kind of pivot is that?
Yeah, that's weird.
People who make cameras and film and whatever.
I'll put that link in the description.
Now they're gonna pivot, and if you had bought some of that stock, you would have made up.
But no, imagine you would have probably got off for some inside trading. Like you had to know something.
No, but I'm just saying if you had,
imagine you had it.
Let's say you just had Kodak stock already. You know what I mean? For a long enough period, and then this happened, and now you know your stuff is worth something crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about a week before.
Yeah.
The feds would be at your door like, tell us again, Black Dot, how the spirit world
how'd you know that?
Told you that Kodak would be the future.
Yeah. And apparently their stock rose so fast that it was malfunctioning, like
absolutely
software and computers and
yeah, that's crazy. Yep, they went up $30 in one day. Stock went through the roof. Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting.
Cavallette 23. What's up, sis?
Who that?
What's good? It's one of my Twitter family.
Oh, okay.
It's none of your business. I mean, who's that?
Who that?
Who that?
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So another plot twist for 2020. Drake and Movado is beefing.
Drake and Movado. All right, let me run this through my head movies.
Yeah, right.
Movado is real gangster shit. Like, them Jamaicans don't play. Then there's Drake.
Yeah.
I don't see what the beef is.
I didn't even know they had a problem until his Movado's diss track came out today, and they said it was a response. And I was like, what the hell? Why is he responding to him? And then apparently Drake dissed him because he's Popcorn assigned to Drake, and Movado and Popcorn are beefing. So I guess he took it.
Yeah, a lot of people can die.
Yeah, he's wilding. Jamaica's a very small island.
Yeah, they don't play that.
Yeah, I remember because when I was in high school, Movado and Vibes Cartel beefing, like the guys versus Gully beef.
Yes.
And it caused like real life beef.
Out in the street.
Yeah. I was like, yo.
Yeah, no, they got them clicks.
They wildin'.
But Drake does have the secret ingredients, baby.
Drake, the 5-year anniversary of Drake releasing Back to Back was like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I don't think people really understand how big of a moment that was.
That was a huge moment. That was huge.
I said it was the biggest moment in the last decade, musically.
Musically, yeah.
I think so. It had to be.
But
oh yeah.
Like, hey, this is Jay Prince. Listen, Movado, I like your reggae music and everything you're doing. Drake is my artist. I think you know that. I don't want to start an ADOS against the Jamaican war, so just calm it down.
He was actually in the No Limit piece.
Oh, he was in the No Limit piece?
Yeah, because they told the story of Master P coming up to him and getting some information from him.
Oh, okay. So. Yeah. So, Jay Prince is Jay Prince.
Yeah.
Where's Jay Prince now? Probably chilling in the cut somewhere, collecting his bread. You heard?
Sticking to music, Loon got released from prison.
Yes, shout out Loon, one of those bad boy artists who was prominent in the 90s, did a lot of writing for P. Diddy. Had a nice pen game. He had a real nice pen game. He had
a style, like he was smooth. Like,
nice little smooth style. And I think he did close to a decade, and due to COVID, his family lobbied for him to get out.
What was he locked up for? You remember?
I'm not sure if it was drug trafficking, murder, or something. He might have just wanted to get away from Diddy.
Yeah, that's a lot of that.
Shit, lock me up, lock me the fuck up. I'm ready to go. Like G Dep.
Yeah.
Who just went into a precinct. So you know what?
He said,
this Diddy shit is getting out of hand.
Y'all not doing your job. I killed somebody 10 years ago.
I killed somebody 10 goddamn years ago. Please lock me up. Yeah. So he went to Islam. Shine went to Judaism.
Yes.
Craig Mack went to
Christianity.
Or no, Mace went to Christianity. Craig Mack joined the cult.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so Diddy, that's how deep his shit is. You just start joining shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. But shout out to Loon for coming home. I heard he is done with music. I
would assume.
And now he just wants to help. I believe he said his mother's a little sick. His grandfather recently passed away, and he wants to spend some time with family, man. So I gotta big that up. I gotta big that up.
All right.
Yeah, Black Rob is my man. Yeah.
He was nice.
Oh, Black Rob had bars.
Yeah, he was nice.
And his name was Rob because he really was robbing niggas. That was no joke.
Yeah, he was nice.
Yeah, he was definitely robbing niggas.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So remember the Ahmaud Arbery case? That I think that was kind of what started. That kind of jumped.
It got the ball rolling.
Yeah.
And then we got into Breonna Taylor, and then it was culminated with George Floyd. Right.
The person who was filming, I forget his name. He actually got brought up on child molestation.
Child molestation charges. I am not surprised, man. He looked like a hillbilly.
Yeah.
He looked like he was into something crazy. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, this case just gets crazier and crazier by the minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now you got to deal with that. You know what I mean? You got to deal with he ain't coming home, period.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? They actually finally doing an investigation on the Breonna Taylor stuff, and they're gonna make that police department release the audio from that night.
Got you.
Because there was obvious.
I told you this Breonna Taylor thing is getting crazy because I'm hearing this gentrification based. Like they were paying police to wipe out certain communities because they probably want to build something there of some sort, and she was a part of a political move. That's why they haven't arrested anybody. And the is it the DA now? He's married to that white girl.
Well, I think they haven't arrested anybody yet because the way these laws are structured, when we think of law, we think of right and wrong, right?
Right.
When these laws are structured, they're structured with the intent to protect everybody they're supposed to protect.
Sure.
Not really the civilians.
Sure, absolutely.
So, if the cops were technically doing their job, they were, I guess, carrying out a no-knock search warrant, right? They're technically not in the wrong
for whatever happened. Right.
So
we're looking through a moral lens.
Right.
And has nothing to do with the way the law is structured.
Right.
I got you.
So the person that, I guess, wrote out the warrant, I guess, is more culpable to what happened. But if they say
but there's still a malpractice.
Hell yeah.
The fact that they already had the person in custody.
We want murder. We want murder for those. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think it's taken so long because if they come out and say, like, listen, this is not what happened, or this is not the way the law as we see it.
No, I agree.
It's going to be another riot.
I agree.
So, like, we look at it as just right and wrong. I did wrong.
Right, and we want justice, but there's a
not
lot of loopholes involved with that.
I'm telling you, you gotta listen to a lot of these, like, Republicans, like the way they break down, the way they can justify some of these wrongdoings, and then you see it,
and then all of the cushion in place for police officers in general.
It's like wild
because they're carrying out, the actions of the elite. Vigio Slim hi-hats on Cambadas was LSD fire. That song, his whole album bangs. It is unearthly. It's what hip-hop should sound like in this day and time. All that Scooby-Doo shit you listening to, Let It Go. Every artist should study that album. What is LSD from top to bottom? Even his songwriting ability, which I slept on. Yeah. His ability to harmonize and write songs has gotten so amazing that it rocks the whole album. If you into bars and metaphors, and please, yes, shout out Cambada. And now it seems like more and more people, because I'm watching the response of his album, are getting into it. See, where the hell did this dude come from? So no, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Jam Master J said he is returning if they don't charge them. I don't know what that means.
He said, I don't know what that means. Oprah's magazine, for the first time in, like, I think in the magazine's existence,
they going out of print. In terms of the
they're focusing more on the digital, but on the cover the first time she wasn't on it. They had a picture of Breonna Taylor.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I was wondering why they kept putting Oprah on the cover of this magazine every episode. Isn't that like sadistic? Like,
what do you mean?
I mean, like, why the hell we need to see you?
Yeah.
Every goddamn episode. We know it's your magazine. We see the goddamn O.
Yeah.
Right? Shouldn't it be a topic that we should be that would make me want to go in and read the damn? I don't know. Just saying. I'm just saying.
That's funny. Want to take another commercial?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Let's be back.
Yeah, we'll be back.
What makes a great t-shirt? Is it fashion, fit, comfort? Is it what's printed on the front of the shirt? Whether it's a humorous message, political, or a social statement made to bring awareness to a noble cause? At Urban XTV, we believe that all of those things make a great t-shirt and then some. So we wanted to create a t-shirt line that was a little bolder, a little bit more challenging, one that stepped out of the boundaries. So we decided to introduce to you our Not So Subtle tees. It's one that speaks to the sentiments of what's going on in our environment today. It's one that will spark conversation. So log on to urbanx.nyc to pick up your Not So Subtle tees today, or shop urbanx.com to pick up the latest in urban apparel. We thank you for your support. Peace.
We're back.
Yes.
Shout out to the people in the chat.
Shout out to the chat. Sometimes they have their own thing going on in there.
Yeah, I don't be knowing.
And then one time I jumped in and they said, "Nigga, we ain't talking to you. Mind your business." I said, "Oh, okay. Sure. I thought they was talking to me." Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, they'd be like, "Dot, mind your business. Mind your business."
Yeah,
Dot.
this not your chat.
It's not your chat. Right, this is your chat. Yeah.
That's funny.
Facts.
So you know that Aline Omar, she's the state rep who is the why is the word escaping me? Why is the word escaping me right now? You're not gonna help me?
Drugs.
No, it's not a turban. It's a
some kind of head wrap.
It's a proper word for it, and I'm blanking out. But apparently, she's been funneling campaign money
through the hat.
No, fool, through her, to her husband's firm. Like
okay.
Almost like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is illegal.
Sure.
Right? And nobody's talking about this. Why is nobody talking about this?
Oh, yeah, her.
Yes.
Oh, I like her. She's cute.
Apparently she was married to her brother.
Oh, okay. That's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. I did not know that. I take that back.
Yeah.
She's now ugly.
Yeah,
hijab.
Oh my God, bro! Thank you.
Hijab. Give it to the chat.
And, you looked at me blank. Isn't that what a co-host is supposed to do? You're supposed to pick up. You know what I mean?
But I could have made it worse.
Yeah, you were just looking at me
because I didn't know what to say, and I would have just doubled down on some goofy shit.
Just looking at me.
I let the chat.
Aaron, thank you.
Now the story would have been weird if she was funneling the money through the headpiece.
Yeah, no, but yeah. So again, more stories that people are not talking about.
And who's her husband? Her husband is her brother.
She actually remarried.
Okay.
Now she's married to somebody else.
So she divorced her brother.
Yeah.
Wow.
And people are just like people, and this was these were like national stories that were not getting covered. Like they were actual Republicans. Like, yo, what the hell is nobody talking about this?
Yeah. Well, COVID runs everything right now.
No, that was prior to that.
Oh, that was prior to that.
Yeah, nobody was talking about it.
Wow. So she should go to jail.
Yeah, well, she won't because
lose her footing.
She won't. But there's a lot of people who are actually running up against her. They're actually Democrats who are funding under the other Democrats to get her out of office.
Okay, got you.
There's actually people within the Joe Biden camp who are trying to actively sabotage Kamala Harris from getting.
I heard about that.
The vice president.
I heard about that. Yeah, because she looked like she could be the candidate. Isn't he going to make that decision this week or something?
Next week.
Next week or something.
It's going to be somebody else. There's another black woman. I forget her name, but she has like whole white family, and her son is an avid Trump supporter.
Ooh,
weird. I'm gonna get her name. Weird.
Ooh, and Trump even told him he should pick Kamala.
Did he?
Yeah, Trump said, "I like Kamala." What is it? Kamala. One of those Africans' names. I like the blacks. Yeah, he even endorsed her, which makes it even weirder.
Oh, okay.
So maybe he got some shit on her. You know how he do.
And apparently Kamala Harris's pops admitted to their ancestors owning slaves.
I heard about that. That's going to get weird because we know Biden's family owned slaves.
Yeah.
And now her family, and she doesn't associate with being black.
No, at all.
And now her father drops the bomb and says that they own slaves too. That's gonna be a weird election.
Yeah, she's not gonna get it.
Well, he don't have a lot of choices.
And it's not gonna be Stacey Abrams either.
Oh no, it's definitely ain't gonna be Stacey.
Yeah,
not with a name like.
I'm telling you that choice is going to really lose. It's not gonna win him.
But it could lift him if it's Cuomo.
Yeah.
If he went Cuomo, the way Cuomo been parading around here, if he made Cuomo the vice president, then that would pretty much tell you Cuomo's going to be the president. Cuomo's brother worked for CNN.
Yeah.
And they would just be pumping that up to a whole nother level. So his allies are already in place. So the Cuomo pick would be something.
Whoa.
A black woman is not going to do it. No disrespect. In the game of politics. That's all I'm talking about. Not in reality. Like they're not capable. I'm not saying any of that stuff. See how quick I back down off that?
Yeah.
Because people will get at me. I don't mean any. I'm just talking about in this political game that they're playing.
Biden actually had a speech and he made a joke that he didn't know where he was to the reporters.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's losing his mind.
That's funny.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Want to talk about these floods in China?
Yeah, not a lot of people are talking about these major floods in China.
Yeah.
And they saying it's the biggest floods they've ever seen. They've even had to blow some of their own levees so that the water doesn't rise.
Yeah.
And what does this mean?
Yeah,
For agriculture, some other things that's going
Like
on.
the equivalent of like $20 billion worth of damage.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Millions of people displaced. So
That's a lot.
crazy.
That is a lot. And on a side note, some people have been receiving some weird seeds in the mail
Yes.
from China. What's that all about? Anybody know?
I don't know.
Yeah, some people been receiving some weird.
I read some, like I just kind of glanced over.
Yeah,
something
some
about
weird
that.
goddamn seeds. So they grow all kind of weird stuff in China. I done seen fake cabbage, fake rice, all kind of fake stuff coming out of there. But this has to have an effect on the agriculture, among other things, of us trading with China and doing business with China in some shape, form, or fashion. Yes?
Yeah, I read somewhere that we're gonna go through a cold war with them soon. Because there's a lot of people who are kind of just tired of our economy kind of just running through China first.
Yes,
and
yes.
people don't realize that that's what happens. So with Trump, I guess sending Kodak all that money to start their own pharmaceutical, I guess that's a move.
That's and he won't get credit for that move.
Yeah.
Mainly because Kodak is a picture company, I guess. I don't see the connection there. But in spirit, I understand you trying to bring jobs back to America. But I'm not sure giving a film company, people who make cameras.
Yeah, and then I saw this congressman talking about the way Hollywood just kowtows to whatever China wants.
In terms of how they make their movies. Because they make more money in China off the movie than they do here, based on sheer numbers.
Yes.
Just like LeBron and all these guys sell more sneakers in China than they do here. That's why Stephon Marbury could go to China, win 2-3 titles there, and sustain his life and his love for the game through China. So we do have one of them integrating relationships with China.
It's not the best relationship.
No, it ain't the best.
It's a real like y'all need us, so y'all gonna do whatever we want.
And China buys up a lot of real estate here in America.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't talk about that as well.
And Africa.
And definitely Africa.
And then a lot of our manufacturing is done in China. For side note, there was an actual antitrust hearing with the CEOs for Google, Facebook, Amazon, and Apple. Because of these companies are just getting way too big. Something else that I said needs to be talked about way back. Remember when Disney and Amazon was buying up everything?
Yeah, you said these are super conglomerates now.
I said something needs to be done about that. But these antitrust things happen every year around the same time, and it's all political theater. It's
right.
Not,
I saw the Congresswoman questioning Zuckerberg or one of them guys.
Yeah.
And he just kept pleading the fifth, basically. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So it's theater more than anything else.
That's it, political theater.
Right.
A lot of people have been losing their jobs, and that's what we're talking about right now.
Yes.
That's what the thing is. That's what's important, I guess.
And also pay attention because this artificial intelligence stuff is taking a lot of jobs. You know what I mean? All of the remedial jobs, whether you think they're important or not, a lot of jobs are going to get wiped out by artificial intelligence. And we got to be prepared for that because a lot of people, how do we survive?
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
And I heard that Google told its employees that they're going to be working from home until summer of 2021.
Right, 2021, exactly.
So, again, once big companies like that make a move, because remember the Twitter CEO said, you can work remotely from home indefinitely, like as long as you want. Once like these big companies make moves like that, just pay attention to what they're doing.
No, absolutely, because they are the ones who set the trends.
Yeah, or they just
what's
know,
coming.
or they know something already.
Right, yeah. And it appears that it's a trend.
Yeah.
But they know what the future. They're usually 2 and 3 steps ahead of what's really about to pop. And we're going to have to pay very, very close attention to that.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, condolences. need to be said for
Malik B,
from the Roots.
From the Roots, one of the founding members of the Roots. You hear him on like the first 2 or 3 albums, and I think he went his own separate way. Dope MC out of Philly. Then he got back, I think, with them, and they continued to do work together. And I don't know the cause of him passing away, but we want to send our condolences out. The whole hip hop family, you know, everybody who, Roots, and everybody who lost a dear MC friend. I'm pretty sure he was a father, a husband, a brother. So we want to send our deepest condolences out to him and his family. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And we want to continue to send support out to Bismarck, who, is still recovering.
Yes.
You know, and doing his thing as well. Absolutely. You know?
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
One of the funniest things that came out during this quarantine is that Ellen DeGeneres, who's built her whole career of being like the nicest person in the world, is actually like a horrible person.
That's not a picture of Black Thought, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay, all right, just making sure. Ellen DeGeneres, they're saying that her company is very discriminatory.
Yeah.
And got some issues that need to be dealt with.
And she's trying to separate herself from it, but it's literally called the Ellen DeGeneres Show.
So she has to take the heat. She has 3 executive producers, and they are the ones who are going to take the actual fall.
Yeah.
And her argument is, I heard the conditions of working there were very bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The things of that nature. And she's saying it can't be her because she fought against certain things, being gay, coming up in the industry. So she has a soft spot in her heart for people who have to go through this, and she's going to use those 3 executive producers. One of them, I forget his name, they said was very bad. You know what I mean? So he's gonna be out, and she's gonna move some things around and try to restructure her show so that it is a happy place, because that was one of her monikers, that this is a happy place, and it wasn't all that happy.
Okay.
So let's keep an eye on that. And even if this is even connected, because the experts say she's not going to recover from this.
Really?
That's what the streets are saying.
Oh.
In Hollywood, that because it's probably connected to some other things. You know what I mean? Her being arrested and some other stuff going on. So we want to pay very close attention to how that works out with Ellen.
Okay.
Who a lot of people like. A lot of people like Ellen. I think she's fair. In terms of the people she bring on her show,
right?
Her fans love her, so she has an audience. If she apologizes and cleans up shop, and changes a few things, I think she'll be all right. Apologize. She's a weirdo. El Sheba Sekmek said, "Yeah, she's on that adrenochrome too. Yeah, they're all weirdos.
She need her fix.
She needs a fix bad."
What about the Chicago police chief that committed suicide? He was newly promoted,
and he committed suicide.
What's that about?
What is that about? People in Chicago, please tell me what's really going on with that. Like, he was newly promoted. She had a black DJ on the show. Yeah, that's true. He was newly promoted. But what did he know?
Chief Dion Boyd.
Yeah. What did he know before he got promoted?
Yeah.
And now that he was in a position of power, was he taken out? Or did he go like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this? Because that doesn't make sense. Usually you get a promotion, you're happy, you're excited.
Especially that magnitude.
Yeah, of that magnitude, you're ready.
Deputy chief.
Yeah, you're ready to take on the new challenges and things that come with the job. And for you to commit suicide, unless they had some dirt on him.
No, or he probably knew something he couldn't do anything about.
That's my point.
Oh, yeah.
Or they had some dirt on him and said, listen, we don't care what position you in, you don't want this to come out. You know what I mean? So stick to the routine of what's going on, because you don't really think black kids are shooting themselves just on the weekends. Right? Isn't that a little weird?
Yeah.
Like Monday through Friday.
They said 4th of July. It's on.
Yeah.
4th of July. I can't wait.
No. So and the amount of guns that's being found on the streets, all of this stuff has got to be some form of an inside job to some degree.
So why would Chicago be the epicenter for an experiment like that, or for
I'm not
something
sure.
like that?
A Haitian guy founded Chicago. It was founded by a Haitian guy. And my people in the chat, I'm gonna use one of my lifelines. They'll tell me his name.
Okay.
I read about it years ago. Not that has anything to do with it. I don't know what grid or what meridian line Chicago sits on in terms of the energy being produced, where perhaps death is the energy needed to fuel those vortexes in that place. We don't believe it. Somebody took him out.
Okay.
Took him, okay, I believe. Okay. Harlem Renaissance. I can believe that.
Okay.
I just don't want to pull my shoulder out because I don't have enough information regarding that. But you don't get promoted to the highest, basically probably one of the highest positions and celebrate by killing yourself. That doesn't sound, correct. Yep.
All right.
So NASA, let's hit this button.
Oh yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So real quick. So I read this story on BBC News, right? The UK and the US said Russia fired a satellite weapon into space. This is last week.
Right, fired a satellite weapon into space.
What the hell is that about? That's on the BBC. I'll actually put the link in the description.
Okay.
So it said they accused Russia of testing a weapon-like projectile in space that could be used to target satellites in orbit.
So this weapon can shoot things out of orbit.
That's what the UK and US
Okay,
is.
well, what is Trump doing? Trump has a space force. Let's start putting the pieces together, right? They just told you off-Earth vehicles or off-world vehicles. Russia shooting things into space that can knock satellites out. Trump has a space force where he spent $70 billion or something.
Yeah.
And today, we're hearing that NASA sending some helicopters to Mars.
They sent another rover up to Mars with a helicopter. And they're trying to see, I guess, the density, if something is lighter than air. Bunch of confusing stuff. But again, why is the focus on space when stuff is happening here that needs to be checked?
Yeah.
Also, speaking on Russia, apparently they said that they're on track on registering a working COVID-19 vaccine by next month, by August.
Wow, so this is Russia's independent scientists.
Whatever the hell they're doing, they're going to have a vaccine by August. That's it. They're going to register a vaccine by August, yeah.
Interesting stuff. All of this stuff is very interesting with what's going on. But put those space pieces together, something is going on in the heavens or is about to be manufactured in the heavens. You know what I mean? Yeah. At some level, something is going on.
That's Star Wars facts.
Yes, something is going on, and they sent the stuff up today, and Russia's trying to blow things out of space. Deep stuff, deep stuff.
Wow, right?
Yeah. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out.
Rocket
science.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah. I'm gonna be here all day.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. So let's take some questions.
Get your questions ready. Side note: families are starting to file the first wave of lawsuits that are coming in from COVID.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Families, you're gonna start seeing these class action lawsuits of families actually suing corporations who didn't do enough to protect their family members who died from COVID. And these lawsuits are going to be massive.
What about Cuomo, who sent all those old people back to the nursing homes to die?
Absolutely. So when those lawsuits all start coming through, because now it's that phase. Remember, even after 9/11, there was a cool down period, and then all the lawsuits came from people who were unprotected, forced to go down to work, and so you're going to start seeing a lot of lawsuits. And wifey said, if it's class action, you might get $3 a piece. When 50,000 people sue for the same thing.
You know what's crazy? When they lose, it's gonna when those corporations lose, that's gonna be so swept under the rug.
Absolutely.
Like nobody's gonna be talking about that.
Absolutely. So let's keep an eye on that, because it's a lot of money to be made. And even I, who was not affected by COVID,
yes, sir.
I was affected, by it emotionally, and I want my $12. You know.
Somebody said, what's the shot? Did y'all hear about the 3D meat from KFC? Isn't that in Russia as well?
We talked about that on Monday.
Yeah.
We talked about the 3D
printed meat.
3D printed meat also coming out of Russia.
Yeah.
I would expect that to come out of China. No disrespect, but Russia has got the 3D meat coming. But remember, the more and more we start interfacing with artificial intelligence, the less human we are. We start eating anything.
Yeah.
And they just got to put flavor, and they have the formula for what flavor is, and they just throw that shit on there, and boom.
Yeah.
Side note, we tried out the new NA11 flavors. One of our customers sent us that.
Oh, okay.
And great seasonings and stuff.
That's what we just had?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
Tastes real tasty. So I don't want to, give it a big plug yet because we want to try it on some other things.
Okay.
But NA11, I believe it's called. Really, really good stuff.
Somebody said, are the China floods man-made? It's a river that passes through Wuhan. What's their true COVID numbers?
Interesting. Everything goes back to China.
Yeah.
Started with China with the NBA. People forget about that.
Yes, the year hasn't, 2020 was dead then. That was last summer.
Yes. And now, the Wuhan, this, that, the 5G, this, that, back to the floods. It's been a roller coaster ride.
Jeez.
The Third World War will be started in space. I would not be surprised, Stephen Winwood. I would not be surprised.
It says, do you think the value of the dollar is decreasing due to government inflation? That's just numbers. That's a fact.
Yes.
That's a fact. And our dollar is our debt is in a bunch of different countries as well. So us crippling is messing up a lot of people's economies as well.
Facts.
What else? NYC give my LLC for staying mix of business. Would I be able to carry a firearm to protect my business? I don't know. They're talking about the gun laws with business in regards to business in New York City. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I really don't know any business owners who carry guns within in their business. To be honest with you,
right? I believe
there might be a loophole.
It might be a loophole. In regards to that, Jenny Lamb, thank you so much. Appreciate
that I gotta look
support.
into. Yeah.
Yes. Did you hear about the San Francisco tenant owner, the landlord? She owns 10 properties.
Anna.
Yeah, she kind of got like a Japanese kind of sounding name.
That's that.
And
look at you.
Is that disrespectful?
Yeah, it is.
No, watch when you see her names. Anna Skywalker or something. Something like that.
It's like Anna Kahigi.
Yeah, Anna Kahigi. Nigga. Anna Kahigi. Come on now. That sounds Japanese or Chinese. Hey, what do you guys think about Dragon Society going after the Rockefellers? Is that the Chinese Illuminati? The White Dragon Society?
Well, why had to be Chinese?
We're on the subject of Chinese, yes?
Yeah, because dragons?
Because dragons. I make connections. My head movies doesn't get too deep. I go dragon, Chinese connection. Yeah.
Did you know that the Chinese dragon in folklore, the Chinese dragon didn't breathe fire, breathed water?
The Chinese dragon did not breathe fire, it breathed water.
Yeah, and folklore and myth like that, because they were an agricultural society that needed water, so
they were part of their rituals.
Yeah, and they looked up to dragons. They weren't afraid of dragons.
So they wanted the dragon, instead of breathing fire, we need water. Oh, okay. Malcolm probably read that in some Scooby-Doo comic book or something. Okay, all right.
One of my professors gave me some extra credit because I knew that for some reason. And it was weird why I knew that.
Did I teach you that?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
No, you didn't.
I just wanted to know.
No, you didn't.
Some things I might have taught. So her name is Anna Muagi. She was in the movie.
But yeah, it's filed. So apparently she's being touted as like the cruelest landlord in San Francisco. She owns a bunch of properties. If you look her up, it's a bunch of pictures of white people protesting against her, and she lost a lawsuit in which she lost her property to one of her tenants.
$3.5 million property. She owns 10 properties, and what she said was, and she's a strong fighting sister. I watched an interview on her recently, and she was saying basically she's not giving up. She said it's a real weird laws out in San Francisco. They're very racist. Where the master tenant in a place can get somebody else evicted in the house or in 30 days, but she can't, and she owns the property. She got to go through so much litigation, and you go through the courtrooms, this and that. She filed the lawsuit in 2015, and then that's when all the drama started for her. And another individual said San Francisco has spent 73% of its resources to upend her out of her properties. So this is a sister who's fighting, and they're trying to say she's some kind of slumlord. It could be a regentification thing going on. Wow. So big up. What's her name again?
Anna Kahigi, I believe.
Anna Kahigi. So we wish her well. If you are a slumlord, shame on you.
Yeah.
But if you're not, and they're just trying to paint this picture of you, may the ancestors help you get through this journey. Because she said, and this is what she said, I'm going to tell you, during the 40s and 50s, if I was one of them people who you told to go sit in the back of the bus, I wouldn't go. So it's revisited history now, but she's saying she has the spirit to fight through this. So we want to wish her well, man. She got 10 properties. She's doing something right.
Yeah, and her money hopefully is long enough to go through these litigations and lawsuits with.
Absolutely, because the process is with that they'll drain you, and then make you give up. And she said the other landlords, ones who have a few properties, they're backing down from their fights because of the way the system is. So it's something really weird going on in San Francisco.
Somebody said, illegal land grabs going all over the world right now. Yeah.
Right. So maybe they're trying to get her out. Yep, it's an inside job. They want her property. I can believe that. Donnie Austin. I definitely can believe that. Let's get some questions going here.
Garvey Lyon, you can reach us at urbanx.nyc@gmail.com.
Yeah.
He wants to
It would be a great idea to have your commercial skits on YouTube as well. We will very soon.
Soon, yeah.
Yep. And we have more skits coming.
We're just behind right now. We had a lot.
Yeah, what do you know about the Epstein files? Heard they got released today. Okay, I'm not sure.
I don't know if they got released. I know
the actress.
I know the judge actually delayed some of the Ghislaine Maxwell files being released, because remember she said that they're going to be open. I heard she delayed them today.
And I believe her two sisters work for the Mossad or something. Or for the FBI, something real weird. She got two other sisters, and they're all high-ranking officials that kind of deal with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Nene, baby, we definitely talked about Tom Hanks at the top of the show.
Yeah, at the top of the show.
We did speak on Stella Emanuel.
We did as well. Yep. Yep. And that's why we got to stop breaking these things up. Check out the UFO sightings on July 4th. Okay, I saw one that this didn't look real. Master J was on some live matter-ish. And why, I don't know.
Somebody said, how do you feel about the schools, virtual teaching at the schools?
Virtual teaching, it's an adjustment. It's not like homeschooling. Homeschooling is the parents actually being able to teach their children in 3 hours what takes all day to teach. You know what I mean? Because you got 30 and 40 kids. So this virtual to me is another way for the kids not to be there, but for the state to keep an eye on your child. You know what I mean? By virtual, if they don't show up virtually, just like they didn't show up. You know what I mean? So if you don't virtually log in, you know what I mean? What's going on in that household where you can't get to a computer and log in? So it's what the future is going to entail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to be working from home, school from home, business from home. So it's all in line with what's going on.
Yeah, I feel bad for the kids that are in school now. I mean, like all the school age kids right now.
Yes.
They just
because they're the transitional ones.
Yeah.
The cannon fodder, the ones who are going to get lost in the sauce. The new children, if that's all they know, then it's easier for them to adjust to that. And going to school is about making friends, interacting,
like real social interaction.
Yes, but we're moving away from all of that stuff. This artificial intelligence. That look, most of these kids can't take a damn joke because they don't go out and intermingle the way they used to. They got the PlayStation and all that other stuff. So these generations have gotten softer and softer as we go along, and it's because of less and less interaction.
What do you think about Talib Kweli? Somebody just asked.
Talib Kweli,
yeah.
A dope MC. Real dope MC. One of the...
Did you hear what happened to him on Twitter?
No, he was beefing with some girl or something. No,
for like 2 weeks he was attacking this girl.
Okay,
on Twitter.
I don't know all the details.
I don't know all the details, but for 2 weeks, dog.
Yeah, again,
I don't even know what they was arguing about.
This is what I'm saying. So I can only speak on if you ask me about his skill set, or if you ask me about him attacking some girls.
2 weeks.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
And then apparently he slept with Sarah J, the porn star.
Who the hell is that? Sarah J,
white porn star.
He slept with a white porn star.
Yeah, she looked like a foot.
She looked like a foot.
She looked like a foot.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Hopefully that's what the streets is saying. I'm not backing that up. I don't know.
I told you we had a 10 o'clock rule though. We had a 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock at night. All bets was off. How come you don't talk to me in the daytime, Dwayne? Shut up and go around the corner. It's 9:45. I'll be around in 15 minutes. Fuck wrong with you? You know it's daytime. Yeah. So, let's hope that none of that stuff is true about Talib Kweli.
What do you think about Ross versus 2 Chainz?
I don't care about Ross versus 2 Chainz. I think Ross should be going up against somebody else.
He should
no disrespect to 2 Chainz.
I think he should be going against T.I.
Yeah, I think he should be going against T.I. I'm not a big versus fan.
Why not?
Meaning, I pick and choose which ones I like.
Okay.
So the Bounty Killer Beanie was dope. I tuned into the Jill Scott, Erykah Badu a little bit.
Jada versus Fab.
Definitely Jada versus Fab. And last week we had DMX and Snoop. And I don't watch the whole thing. I watch a few, So it's not something I pencil on my, schedule too often. The next one I want to see is Rakim and Big Daddy Kane, and that's nostalgic.
Gotcha.
They're not going to do anything new, but just nostalgic of some of the classics that I grew up with.
Gotcha. Well, Russ is going to win that.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Doc, do you think there is a connection between mental disorders and spiritual demons?
You should talk to Brother Oba about that.
Yeah, Brother Oba would give a really great answer in reference to things that can take over your mind, or you bleeding over into another reality, and you can actually see things that no one else can see, and it's hard for you to interpret that and share with other people without them thinking you're crazy.
Yeah.
Right? So we have individuals amongst us who can see things in fourth, fifth dimension, and it may not be something that happens all the time, but they can see it with enough clarity to know it's there. But if you share that with the wrong people, you could be in a mental institution. You know what I mean? So that happens.
Somebody said the Versus actually sold out to Apple. That was the quickest business acquisition ever.
That went quick
in months, mere months. And what's so funny about it is Apple bought Versus, but the matchups are kind of running dry at this point.
Yeah, I mean, there's always potential for other matchups.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So because I didn't see the DMX Snoop Dogg one coming.
True.
You know what I'm saying? That was pretty good. True. 2 dogs going at it at the time that it happened to go down. So I thought that was cool.
Somebody said 2 Chainz is trash. He's not trash, actually.
No, he has his own little style.
Yeah, but I just don't think he messing with Russ.
Transhumanism, yes, that's big. Can low frequency sound waves be the cause and rise of Chicago suicides and gun violence? Could be, because we underestimate sound wave technology and scalar wave technology and low frequencies and how we interact with them. We do know that sound is the only thing that can enter your subconscious mind without your permission, and our spectrum to be able to pick up sound, especially melanated people who I say has a third ear, you know what I'm saying, and we can pick up sounds and frequencies that other people cannot. I would not be surprised if they're using this kind of technology and people are triggered, so to speak, to do certain things. I wouldn't put it past them.
Somebody, sure that Ross can't rap. See now, I'm about to block you.
Yeah, Ross got some hooks. Yeah, he got a few hooks.
Just hooks?
He got a few bars. I give it to him. Ross can rap. Ross can rap. No, Ross can rap. Ross got bars. Ross got bars.
Right.
I'm not gonna
Ross is nasty.
I'm not gonna deny that. He got some bars.
Shoot. What else, guys?
The Watchmen, I believe, were up for a few nominations, Emmys or something.
Yeah, it's a few black shows that so shouts out to them.
Yeah,
you know what's crazy? So
Dale Jackson, what's good?
There's a lot of black shows that have been nominated for Emmys, and our so-called allies, the Latino, that community is upset. They feel like they're being lost in the sauce now.
Well, they have to go through the same process we had to go through.
Well, I would like to say this, right? If you know anything about Latino Hollywood or whatever, I forgot what's the actual term, but that is an extremely racist industry.
Yes,
because the only people that are on TV in those countries are visibly white Latinos.
Yes,
when most of the country, like if you go to Panama, it's only white people on the screen. But if you go to Panama, they look like me and you.
But they still suffering from white supremacy.
Right. So you can't try to hop on our wave and get mad when we're finally getting our just due, quote unquote, if you call it that, and then your industry is shabby. So
yeah, that was the science on your shirt. I don't know.
We don't sell these shirts. This is from the microphone misfit.
Yeah, so this looks like nuclear reactors.
This is a gift.
Or something going around the microphone, you know what I mean? But you see them powerful colors, and this is a gift from the microphone misfits. So yeah, it's dope. I like it. They do comic books, magazines. They feed kids out in Chicago. That's dope. They don't accept Afro-Latinos. Right. They still going through a process of identifying who they are, and as a result of that, white supremacy is still at the forefront of their thinking. So they move about that. They see us going through what we went through, and now we have emerged somewhat with an opportunity to express or use our art to our advantage, and they behind the eight ball, so to speak, and they got to do some catching up. Yep.
Yes.
They said they have a spaceship, is an alien body. They already got the alien bodies. They already got all that. Yeah. They got all that. From Roswell back in the 50s. They got all that. Yep.
Somebody said, have y'all seen Hunters on Prime? I heard that's a great show. My mother watches
Is that on?
show.
What is that on? Netflix?
It's on Amazon Prime.
And what is it called?
Hunters. Apparently, like Al Pacino, and like they're hunting like U.S. Nazis who are hiding out in America.
Oh, okay.
In the 70s, yeah.
Okay, all right. Latinos have already publicly said they don't agree with black people. Yeah, not all of them. Again, I keep telling you, I grew up in the Bronx in the 70s.
That's a fact.
And it was never really an issue.
That's a fact.
We came out, we did hip hop together. Salsa was coming up during that time. We rocked, we jammed. We did our thing. And so all of that became an issue later.
Yeah.
But the Bronx was a unique place. So I don't know what was going on in
there's a gif I see.
The Bronx great Lord Finesse once did a rap entitled "You're a Slave to My Sound Wave." Yes.
Have you tried moringa?
Yes, I have tried moringa. It is the shit.
What's that?
That's a powder with all these super green foods, calcium 15 times the amount. Really good super green food that you should be into. Any thoughts on Stephen Greer? I watched a lot of his documentaries. I believe most of what he's saying. I believe that there is a form of meditation that he teaches, that if you just calm yourself, you can bring these alien interstellar aircraft into our midst. I remember it was a black guy who used to do that in Vegas and make a bunch of money. And the news was out there filming him. He could bring.
I gotta get that guy's name. So
I was trying to look for him, and he could bring aliens right up over his head, change colors, and the whole nine, because it's a communication thing, right? When the signal we send out, and they know that it's not a hostile signal and it's coming from the heart, and you can tap into it, then they will make themselves appear to you, because everything is a signal. The thought travels at 24 billion miles per second. So can you imagine how far that thought and frequency can go, and what we can bring into existence, especially if we do it as a group? If us collectively as a group do it, shit, we can bring anything we want into this existence.
Sean Knight, thank you for your donation.
Good for circulation. Yes, that moringa, absolutely.
What's a good documentary to watch on Netflix? I just watched the Fear City one on Netflix. It was pretty good. I saw a better one on Netflix. It was called Inside the American Mob.
Got you.
That deal with that stuff. But
oh yeah, you was talking about that last week.
Yeah.
I'll do some catching up.
What's a good documentary on Netflix?
Ice Cube versus LL Cool J. I think Ice Cube versus KRS One might be a better battle. I know KRS One was going at LL and saying L ain't got a chance. You know, these are good.
What do you think about Jordan Peterson? He has a good book, right? I think the 12 Rules of Life.
I'm not sure about his work.
I believe that's him. Let me see. I think that's him.
They are multi-dimensional. Exactly.
Yes, the 12 Rules for Life. Yeah. I've never read his books, but I heard he's pretty good.
Oh, okay. Jordan Peterson?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give up. Right now I'm reading How to Become Supernatural by Joe Dispenza.
I'm actually rereading Way of the Superior Man. Because the first time I read it, and I thought it was an amazing book, right?
Right.
And the first time I read it, I even said, like, men and women need to read it.
I remember you saying.
And I said men need to read it at different parts of their life. So actually, I just had a baby, so
now you're rereading it.
It's hitting differently. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what an amazing book should do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It should have to hit you differently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In different spots. Dana Calloway got some good documentaries. Yeah, I watched one or two. Very good. Very good. Let's get a few more questions before we get out of here for the weekend.
Let me see.
All Black Dot is the demiurges, I don't know, are showing themselves. Could be. Yeah, becoming supernatural. He going through it. Again, this showing the brain power that when we act as if something has already happened, because time and space is only a construct, that the universe just act like it already happened. And then you wind up being in position to reap the benefits, of things of that nature. Hard to do with everything going on in everyday life. And this is why it was easier for our ancestors who lived a very quiet, serene sort of life. Oh, somebody just... Sean Knight, thank you. Appreciate you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So with all the distractions going on in this artificial environment we live in, really having time to meditate and hone in and lock in on what you want becomes the challenge. So back then, if you just came outside, picked some berries off the tree, took nice walks, let nature speak to you, because the forest is trying to tell you something, and you in tune with the animals, and they would just walk with you. So, we're in a different day and time, so it's hard to get locked in. You know?
Everybody that is asking about guests that we should bring on, we're gonna have an announcement next week that's gonna address all of that stuff.
Yes.
So.
Absolutely.
So we're not ignoring you, but...
No, we're not ignoring you, exactly. Do you think Jay Prince got Meg Thee Stallion shot? Think about it. No, I don't think he needed to get her shot. I believe whatever happened to her will come out in the grand scheme of things, and it's all depending who owns those Negroes. Like, whose goyim this? Whose goyim is this? And and what they have and power to cover that up. That's all that is. That's what we got to start asking. Who own those Negroes? Okay, Jimmy Iovine own those Negroes. Those are his goyim. He'll figure out a way to get that thing done. Psych L, appreciate you.
I'll check out Jordan Peterson's book actually, because I think I heard him speak one time again, like you're saying, on the trans and the femme stuff, and he was just really just straight to the point, like on how he felt about it, and I appreciate that. White on black.
White or black, just
I
appreciate it.
yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rob Black respects. All right.
And guys,
yeah, that's gonna be it.
If that's gonna be it, we appreciate you.
Yes,
don't
we
forget to hit that
do.
like button on the way out, though.
Yeah, hit that like button on the way out.
Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. Don't forget to subscribe to the blog at urbanx.nyc.
Yes.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share, please.
Please share.
Like us on Facebook. And add us on Instagram and Twitter at urbanx_NYC.
Yes.
Visit shopurbanx.com for one of these shirts. Or this shirt, not this one, because we don't have this. We don't sell this.
We don't sell this. This is just me showing love.
Yes.
To the Microphone Misfits out of Chicago. Big up Chi-Town and all that they do out there.
Yeah. And with that being said, we appreciate you guys for another great week of being with us. Sharing some information with you guys.
And please, I hope you Negroes do something stupid over the weekend so we can have a blockbuster story on Monday. Please, Negroes, just act like Negroes and do something stupid.
That's funny.
I hate to say it, but it is what it is. Like the mortician is hoping people die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Knowing people gonna die.
But doctors hope people get sick.
Yo, I saw this video of some dude, of this college football player. He got shot for bumping into a dude.
I heard, man. It just was sad.
Yes.
But the mental state of people right now is very fragile, man. So you don't know what's on people's minds, man. Dana Stubberfield of 49ers, former 49ers player, got sent up for rape.
Yeah.
So it's a lot going on in the world.
There's a lot happening, man.
So you guys stay diligent, and until we meet again, man.
Stay safe, man.
And stay safe. With that being said, peace.